Hey guys, this is Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, and today I'm going to be talking about Overwatch, the best first-person shooter of 2016. Now I know the game has been out for only a day, but I believe the title of the best FPS of 2016 is quite justified because Overwatch is a game that is unlike anything else on the market right now, and it will be unlike anything else on the market for many, many years. The reason why I go and boldly state that this game is basically FPS perfection is because Overwatch can go and appeal to any type of gamer. It doesn't matter if you're a MOBA player, League of Legends. It doesn't matter if you're a hardcore FPS guy, a beginner to the FPS genre, an adventure person, a racing game person. It doesn't matter because anybody can go and hop into Overwatch and have a really, really fun time. And there is so many few video games on the market right now that can actually go and do this, and Overwatch is one of them. But how can I go and justify my claim? Well, let's go into the specifics of the game, starting out with the graphics. Overwatch simply has really, really nice graphics. Obviously, it isn't on the scale of something like Crysis, where the game is completely mind-blowing. You're just immersed in the environment, and sometimes in those games, you kind of get a little bit distracted. In Overwatch, if you go and sit back and you go and have a look at the environments, you have a look at the characters, you have a look at the maps, you see the attention to detail, and you see how beautiful the game really, really is. But it doesn't go and distract you from the gameplay, and that's something that I believe Blizzard really tried to go and focus on. That when you're playing the game, the graphics is there simply as a medium for the gameplay, and you're not going to be distracted by it. This is helped quite a lot by the fact that Overwatch, it's very easy to go and run on your computer. The graphics are quite beautiful, but you can go and get quite high frame rates on completely high graphics. Like I'm running capped 144 ultra graphics, and I don't have any drop on the 970, which is just a 1080p card. But it doesn't matter if you have a 960 or you have a laptop or you have whatever. You can go and drop the graphics suitably enough, and the game is so optimized that frame rate isn't a factor, and that leans directly towards the gameplay itself, which is really the pinnacle of its genre. The reason why I said it's a pinnacle of its genre is because it's easy to pick up and hard to put down. The best games have this type of capability. The fact that anybody can go and play the game and simply become addicted to it. The reason why is because Overwatch goes and caters towards every type of gamer and every type of play style. You have complete freedom to play whatever you want and however you want. For example, if you're an offensive player, you can play the offensive class. If you're a defensive player, you can play the defensive class. If you want to be a tank, you want to be a support. And even if you really like a hero in a certain class, it doesn't mean that hero goes and completely conforms to their designated playstyle. For example, as let's say a Widowmaker, you don't have to go and sit at the back of the map and completely just snipe people. You can play very aggressively. You can go and change up the designated role of a Widowmaker and be very aggressive. And that is absolutely fantastic because you can go and play the game however you want. There is no restrictions. There is many restrictions in many first-person shooter games that you have to go and play a certain way, but Overwatch is not one of them. One thing that people have really been talking about is the fact that Overwatch is balanced really well. There is no overwhelmingly overpowered heroes. You can't go and simply pick one hero and be the be-all and end-all of the match. For example, a lot of people are saying that Bastion is really overpowered. Well, no, Bastion isn't overpowered because there is a rock, paper, scissors mentality to the game. If you pick a certain hero, there is at least 2 or 3 counters to that hero, and there is at least 2 or 3 people that you counter as that hero. Now this links absolutely directly into the longevity of the game. The fact that there is this rock, paper, scissors mentality to the game, and the fact that there is going to be so many strategies, and there's going to be even more strategies when Blizzard will make a little bit of a nerf to a character and a little bit of a buff or implement and even a completely new hero. The whole meta will be continually reformed throughout the lifespan of this game, and that is absolutely fantastic because whenever you go and hop into game, it's not destined to be the same way. A lot of games like Call of Duty, when you go and hop into it, you're going to be playing, the same maps, and you're going to be playing on the same modes, and the game's going to go basically the same way every time. But Overwatch is a game where you hop into it, and even though you may be playing on the same maps and the same mode, Every match is going to be different. There's going to be a different combination of heroes. There is going to be a different meta depending on when you go and play the game. And that's absolutely fantastic because when you go and hop into Overwatch, you're guaranteed a fresh experience. This is a reason why games like League of Legends are so popular. You hop into the same map every single game, but every single game is going to be so unique. You can't compare your last game to the game before and the game before and the game before and whatever. Every game is going to be unique, and Overwatch is exactly the same, because even though you might be playing on the same maps and the same modes, but there is, quite a variety of maps and modes, which is really good as well, and it makes it even more to the factor of longevity. The fact that every game is going to be different, that is absolutely fantastic, and that's the reason why people are going to be playing this very much into the future. And I haven't even talked about the ranking up system in this game. Basically, what Blizzard has gone and implemented is basically you start at level 1 and you rank up all the way to level 100. When you hit level 100, you go and reset back to level 1, but you get a nice border. It's like prestiging, but the fact that prestiging in this game, the equivalent of prestiging, can be done so many times. You can go and rank up to the equivalent of level 1890. That is absolutely insane. And then you have this really nice border. But the fact that it doesn't go and put an emphasis that rank means you're a better player. It simply means that rank means you are playing the game quite a lot and you have a really good knowledge of the game. And that is very different. It doesn't mean that if you're a level 1, you're a complete noob, because everybody has access to the same heroes at the very start of the game. Rank is simply a measure of experience, which it really should be. You shouldn't have any extra perks from being a higher rank, and that's something that Overwatch really does right. And this leans hand in hand with the competitive system that's going to be implemented very soon. The fact that if you want more from your game, go and play in the competitive matchmaking queue, try to go and get your rank better. That is absolutely fantastic, and it guarantees that Overwatch will continually grow as an esport. It already has a bit of a following, but because the game is so new, the meta basically really isn't there, and it's very loose around, okay, 2 offensive, 2 defensive, and then you have 1 healer, 1 tank, 1 flex. That's a very loose meta at the moment, but the more time the game has and the more time people have in the competitive system, the more the esport will go and continually expand and continually grow, and that is really good for the longevity of this game. One thing that a lot of people really haven't gone and commented on is the fantastic party system. It is really easy to go and play with friends. You simply go and click on their name. You can go and invite them to your group and you see them in the top right hand corner. Or you can go and join the game and whatnot, and you go from game to game as the same party. It is really seamless. And a lot of games can't go and get this right, and it goes and enforces that Overwatch is a game that is meant to be played with friends. You're meant to go into a party of 5 or 6 and go and have an absolute blast. But Overwatch is a game that you can go and play by yourself as well. When it's midnight, 1, 2 a.m, I just hopped on last night and had a game by myself. And I had, I wouldn't say as much fun as playing with my friends, but I still had a really enjoyable experience simply because the game is really well-rounded. Another thing is that the launch day was one of the best I've ever seen. There was 9.7 million people that went and played a beta, and millions of people trying to go and get into the servers on launch day. But Blizzard went and did it quite well. It was one of the smoothest launch days I've seen in quite a long time. There was very few dropouts. I think the Xbox servers dropped out for a little bit, and of course you got to go and criticize that a little bit. But overall, PC basically flawless. Once everything got, rolling a little bit, had a bit of a slow start, everybody trying to go and connect. It was a little bit delayed, but once everything got started to roll, it was very well done. And I hopped on, about 8 hours after launch, after I came back from university, and there was absolutely no server problems. I had a little bit of a jitter, a little bit of a lag spike there, which was probably due to the server itself, but overall, I've had basically no issues with the launch day release. Now, I said that Overwatch is the best first-person shooter of 2016, but I can also say it's the most hyped first-person shooter of 2016, and probably the most hyped game of 2016. Everybody was expecting this game to be an absolute blockbuster. 9.7 million people, as I said before, went and played the open beta. Everybody was waiting for this game to go and be an absolute blockbuster, and it went and delivered. Did it deliver to the level of hype that everybody was really pushing up to be? No, because it's literally impossible to get to that level of hype, but it did very well. The game runs perfectly, has great graphics, the gameplay is great, the longevity is right there, the esports scene is going to continually grow, there's no pay to win elements, I forgot to mention that as well, the loot boxes, they're just cosmetics, that is absolutely fantastic. So overall, I think that Overwatch is a game that's going to go and stand the test of time. It's going to go up there with the greats like League of Legends and Dota and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We've got 2 MOBAs up there. We've only got 1 first-person shooter. Can Overwatch be the second to really go and reach that level of success, not only in the casual, not only competitive, but also in the esports scene? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this commentary. If you did, make sure to go and give it a like rating. But other than that, it's Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under. Out.